It's time to go on to Dust 2 as we jump on into map number 3. Thanks in part to somebody, no, thanks entirely to somebody having one of the worst plays I think we've seen from TYLOO to date.
Mm,
15-14, my man pushes through a smoke in a 3v3 after already finding a kill through it. I don't know what was going on there.
I
That
think
was
I've
a...
got a chant. I've got a chant.
Let's go.
You Sakai. You Sakai. You Sakai in disguise. You Sakai in disguise.
Ah, I love it. He can't even escape our criticism in a game that he's not in. I love it. But yeah, I think so. So the difference is Sakai, he hasn't got the individual skill to back it up. Somebody, he makes the same plays, has the individual skill to back it up, and then he goes, "Oh, I should do more of that." It's like, no, 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 no. You got away with it once. Stop it there. Leave it there. You know, count your blessings that you got away with it the first time. And he's like, "I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it again." They won't expect it. Problem is, you do it every round, someone's going to expect it. And for somebody, it was a silly play. TYLOO should have had that map. They've thrown it away. But now, the thing is, we can't let that take away from how good Checkmate played. Yes, TYLOO are a disgrace, but Checkmate also played so well in the series. I don't think they should have won a map. I don't think they played quite that well, but 16-10s, 16-13s, perfectly viable. And to be at that stage where they can consistently do that damage to a team like TYLOO when they're actually trying, that's unbelievable. That's a fantastic sign for this lineup.
Oh, a blind kill to start for Slowly, and the aggression of the CTs, well, initially not paying off. The A site is completely under the control of the opponents, and Blitz is going to get wrecked from the pit. Danking with the P250. This is a map where, sure, I don't think it's one of TYLOO's best, but they don't really play it, to be honest. But even then, like, they've had one defeat on it, and that was to Lin Vision on the day where they just seemed to play atrociously. And for the opposing side, it's, again, another map that we've seen them play a few times in this tournament. They had a great result versus Tiger with a fantastic comeback from 10-5 down. And then they got banged by Beyond. So it's kind of one of those maps where I don't really know what to expect from them. I will be honest, TYLOO in the first and second map versus TYLOO in the third map are normally two very different beasts. It's like they know that this is where they actually have to like step up and show what they've got. So I am a little bit worried for Checkmate going into this one, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw like below 10 rounds for them. That's sort of my marker of TYLOO trying, is if the opponent gets below 10 rounds. Basically, Vici playing normally. Nice shot from Rue, though. Clearly predicting where his opponent was going to be, and he's found that opening. That's somebody down and out already. If anything, that might mean they're a bit more sensible in the afterplants.
I think for Checkmate as well, you have to take into consideration the fact the previous two maps were ones there where we expect them to perform decently. Maybe not even so much Mirage, but definitely Inferno. Dust 2, I'm not sure. I don't think they weigh up versus TYLOO quite the same way when it comes to individual skill. We've seen them obviously lose this map to Beyond quite convincingly, to Invictus as well, and Bren. So it's not the best history for Checkmate on this map. And they are managing to put up a pretty good fight. Hawk coming through, looking for a kill onto a 16 HP Summer. In the end, it won't come his way. Good damage done in the second round, but as they'll be coming into an eco, I don't think TYLOO will be too stressed about it.
Yeah, that's always going to be the issue, is that money now doesn't really allow for much, and there's a chance for some finances to really be built. We are going to see just a USP by the looks of things for Summer. Something that has become fairly uncommon. There are a few players in the past that would always do that. I remember Little never really liked playing a rifle, it seemed, so he would always buy a P250. Even if it was just going into a second round, he would do that, which, I won't lie, always tilted me quite a bit. He since then has retired. Was a very good AWPer, though, to be fair. His replacement in Exi Power, though, does bring a slightly different level to the team. Now, though, somebody danking. They're the only players I want to see go anywhere near this. They've got the SMGs. If those go down, it's not a big deal. They can farm up some cash. Somebody, in fact, is going to spray wildly and get 3 kills. $1,800. Mac 10 paid for, but Techno gets another back onto Slowly. I don't want to see anyone else push.
Oh, there's nothing I enjoy more than Tom hitting his desk. Well,
The best response, to be honest. There's no other response that, because
money in an AK. It's a massive kill.
Why? Do you know what infuriates me even more? I'm pretty sure he had the Mac 10 originally, right? And then he gave it to Slowly
And
because
then
he had
went
less
hunting.
HP, and then pushed anyway. Like, just don't do. Just keep the Mac 10 and push and die, and then at least Slowly might have saved the AK. This is completely unnecessary. Moving on. Double op setup. Techno's been able to build up a mountain of cash, which actually paid for that. Lots of damage coming in towards Long and tanking. He's been able to sneak his way back through. He's going to drop them all. Maybe it doesn't matter. I guess that's always the case. There's not a punish for TYLOO, and they are slaughtering. That was actually team damage. I thought that Hawk took a lot of damage there. I was like, did they Molotov out of double doors from the T side? I was like, how's he taking that much damage? Or did he get hit by a nade? No, in fact, I'm guessing he was knifed by a teammate. Techno's just been owned. And then this is always going to be the thing about TYLOO. They are a bit silly in the last round, and then they just come into this one and win every single fight. Like, Dan King being able to lurk out mid like that is gross. The 2 shots that Attacker has hit in this round have been gross, and TYLOO made that one look so easy.
You know, we said it already, right? TYLOO do the wrong thing and they get away with it because they just can't be punished within this region a lot of the time. And as I said, Checkmate, I don't expect a lot from them on this map. Well, that was disgusting by Dan King. He did so much. Summer, I mean, look, it's a headshot, so it doesn't matter that the player was low anyways. But all in all, it's a pretty poor start for Checkmate. They've got an op, a scout, and deagles. They have equalized the economy, I suppose. But, I don't know how I feel about this one, Tom. This is almost by definition an exaggeration of a mix buy.
Yeah, I guess they've got max loss bonus going into the next round, so like Kaz will still come into the next with 5 grand, and that's even if he sort of just goes down here. So it's not the end of the world. I guess it gave them a very slim chance of winning it. The only thing I will say is it does mean that he's not going to be able to afford an AWP with Kevlar. So he needed a few kills because obviously the AWP's return on investment is fairly small. And in fact, they're going to get absolutely nothing. TYLOO off to a flying start. Nice shot from Hawk. That's at least an AK. Now that would mean if he keeps this AK, he can then drop an AWP to Kaz, and he doesn't have to be glass cannon. So this one rifle could actually make a huge difference if they manage to hold on to it. I almost guarantee there's going to be players hunting, and that's the right decision from TYLOO. They need to get rid of this gun.
They've spotted him now as well. I mean, it's going to be so hard to save it, and as you can see, it was a little bit too difficult. First player was the one to take him down. And yeah, that's really my issue with that. Now, I think Hawk, he might take armor and drop an op. That's a possibility. They were dangerously close to not getting a kill, and without a kill, you don't get an op in this round. At least you need a glass cannon. They've called a pause. I'm almost certain that... why would you do that? Kaz is taking glass cannon instead of Hawk dropping it, so Hawk can have utility. I don't know. I agree you need utility,
I guess
but geez.
he's got 0 kills, so
true.
why bank on him?
That's a great way to look at it.
It's harsh, but at the same time, I don't hate it. I think the reality is he should have just saved more money in the last round.
Definitely.
So that's why. Like, I don't really think it's. And I know this sounds silly because they're a team, but it's not really fair to be like, now drop me in off. It's like, no. It's ridiculous. Like, you bought too much, did nothing with it. Now I'm going to invest more in the same thing that did nothing. I'm good. And well, let's be real. The TYLOO have pretty much headshotted every single person they've killed so far, so I guess it doesn't matter so much about whether or not he has armor. They're going to try a little bait and switch. The flashbang allows Blitz to peek. It's one, but it's not enough. They will still take short control. There's a lurk outside long. Now, if they go towards short here, it will just be a split. Nice shot from Kaz, though. And he gets the fadeaway. This time, they keep that man advantage. But this long play is going to be everything. Nice work from Hawk. He wins the duel, falls back. Still has that utility, by the way. Oh, there goes the flash. And there goes the incendiary. Just a little bit worried about the player in the corner. Slowly, instead, is going to lurk out. Don't give him too many of those headshot angles. And well, they've spotted multiple players. He actually catches one on the edge. Slight gap in that smoke. A classic one-way. And that gives them the sight. And a bomb plant, at least.
Good spot to play from for TYLOO, even with the man disadvantage. And I mean, this is where the op can do a lot. Kaz, I presume, is just going to play from the pit with his low HP. Pushing back into the site will be quite difficult. And for Checkmate, that puts a lot more weight on Rue and Hawk. Now, Rue's been insane in some of these clutch scenarios in the past. Saw him on Inferno hit some sick pre-fires, but speaking of which, Summer swings around the corner, takes one, and with that, this round becomes very, very difficult to close out. And now it's just a glass cannon op, so no way he goes for this. Running away to try and save the op, and it looks like he made it around the corner just as some bullets came his way from Slowly. This will be 6-0 for TYLOO, a very convincing start. Oh, please don't peek that. Was that a pre-fire by Summer? I was just hoping that Kaz would happen to walk into the open at that point.
Well, gonna have to wait and see what Checkmate can do from this position. But this is a problem. Like, at TYLOO just being able to steal rounds like that away. Summer's still yet to die. Attacker's died only once. And this is the infuriating thing about TYLOO. Like, I'm sure there's some newer viewers or some people who are fans of the team just being like, oh, why are they so frustrated about that previous map? Like, look what they're doing here. And it's like, that's why it's frustrating. If that was a close game, a slip-up that was a rarity, and then them coming back and doing this in the series, fair enough. But the problem is they seem to just... Their third maps are always better by like a country mile. Like, it's not even close. Like, the third and second map are normally polar opposite, unless, of course, they lost the first. And it doesn't seem to matter what map it is. Like, this is one they don't even play that much. Like, they played it 4 times over the last 3 months. As said, up until the last map, they had a 94% win rate on Inferno and managed to lose it because of silly mistakes. Now they come into this one and they're just dominating. Kaz has at least managed to get one with the AWP. The scout on the site of Rue is trying to hold the line. They've got to be careful of the car. A sneaky position being held by Hawk. He's got his trusty deagle in hand, and he's going to get himself one. He needs to rectify his aim, and he's run out of bullets. No real chance here. It's left all onto Kaz. Smoke will go down for the cross, but the fact is the T's aren't playing off of this. The bomb's going to go back in the other direction, but Kaz, he realizes it. However, Dan King is waiting for him to peek. TYLOO 7-0 up, dominating once again. And Checkmate yet to make the board.
I've just discovered a new new character. I don't know if you've got the Twitch chat open there, Tom, but there's some weird thing with a giant line coming out of it. Trying to figure out what the hell it is. It's a really interesting little copy pasta. Little face, and the nose just extends up like 10 lines. I don't know how they've done that. That's a nice peek by Blitz and Hawk. Straight away grabbing themselves the advantage here for Checkmate. This traded back a little bit, but TYLOO, well, they've lost mid-control. The bomb's the T-spawn as well, so it's not like they're going towards this A site, even though it's wide open. And Summer, he's looking to swing.
Oh, what? Oh, it's somebody. Okay. I thought he managed to just tap that one through, but it's actually somebody from behind to get the kill. they've just left the bomb. Like, it's so infuriating. They're not going to get punished for this either. In fact, somebody's probably going to finish off this round on his own. He's got a teammate coming in from behind as well. It's just ridiculous. TYLOO don't even need the bomb to win rounds at this point, and even with 2 players facing off against him, somebody's going to win the duel. Summer is 11-0. He was wide peeking CT with an AK, while there was a player on shore and a player in CT. This is the man who is yet to die.
It's just madness, isn't it? It really and truly is. And, you know, for Checkmate, I feel for them. I really do. Because this final map, I feel like they should have just lost the previous, because it would have been a great series then. But now you have that narrative that can be sold of, oh, well, TYLOO woke up into it. And I think they have. I think they definitely have started to play better Counter-Strike. But at the same time, that first map, they were playing just fine.
Oh, he died. First death.
At last. Yeah, the first map,
only in round 9.
TYLOO were playing properly. I really don't think there was a lot of loose approaches. I had very little to critique. And Checkmate still managed to do one hell of a job. They won out the second. This has been a great series for them, regardless of what happens. I want to see them get this round. The first on the board. Winnable. It's been back and forth. Danking. He planted for long with no control. A very brave approach. And with the AWP, obviously he wanted to have the range for the post plant. Out he goes. Blitz takes him down. Gorgeous stuff. I mean, yeah, it was definitely risky to take that fight, but he's won it. They've won the round, and Checkmate, they finally get on the board.
Maybe it's written in TYLOO's contract that they have to go to 3 maps, and just like some of the teams they play against are so bad that they can't, they physically can't lose the rounds. Well, Summer's first death, TYLOO's first round loss. We'll see if this is going to bring about the winds of change. I have my doubts, but at the same time, this is a very momentum-based map. So being able to pull one off like that could actually get them rolling a little bit. It's a big boost to their economy because they didn't actually invest much into the last round either. A few pistols being utilized. Kaz still with his AWP in hand. Hasn't been very impactful so far, has to be said. Need to see more from him, especially if he's in the manner he's been playing. Like, if you're going to be aggressively peeking angles with your AWP, you need to be hitting your shots. Otherwise, change your game style. I like that, though. So that smoke that he's just thrown there is purely to bait the T's into thinking that there's a player on car when there isn't. So that position is completely clear. He's wasted $300, and now in the eyes of TYLOO's mind, they have to clear that angle. They've even just thrown an extra nade or 2 in there. They want to make sure that the man that isn't there is dead in this round. And that will play on their minds for the rest of it. So we'll see if that has any more impact. That's a cheeky little thing attempted there by Kaz. Look, they're all clearing car. Oh, he's completely bamboozled them, but even still, they're just going to get all the entries on the way through. Oh, this could be it, though. He sprays down 2. Rue has managed to find another one. The bomb's down on the site with 25 seconds left to go. Only 2 players stand in their way in their second round. The Molotov's going to miss. Slowly misses a shot. And surely this is Danking now with not a hope in hell. He connects onto the first player of Hawk, but he's left on just 8 HP, and he doesn't manage to close it. Great round from Hawk. A few cheeky little things thrown in by Kaz, and it's a second round for Checkmate.
It's a long road back into this one, though, Tom, isn't it? I mean, it is quite sad to see Checkmates fall from grace from the previous maps, but TYLOO were on a different form completely. These 2 rounds have been close that they've managed to pick up, and it does feel like it's only a matter of time before TYLOO start to answer back and not lose those opening duels in the same fashion they have in the last 2. But that was a swing by Hawk and a great spray down, but how often are they going to give him that opportunity? There were, I think, 3 players just staring at a smoke instead of at the site, thinking that the smoke they had thrown onto the bomb side of A had completely, I don't know, maybe it was a wall. It just stopped them from peeking out, but evidently that ain't how smokes work. Not as solemn as they'd hoped.
back to the double AWP setup. We haven't really seen much pressure put on the B side other than Summer's solo plays, which is going to be the case once again. Somebody's burnt down to 17 HP. Summer, at least for now, is going to keep players on that B site. There's still the trend of every time Summer dies, they lose the round. I'm not saying there's any actual correlation between those two things, but as of right now, that is a fact. How has Attacker managed to get here without any sort of pressure being taken? They've gone for long control. Did they even realize that they've lost the bomb site? I think they must at this point because the bomb's gone down. But realistically, do they stand much of a chance in the retake? A 4-on-4. Smoke going to be falling. Hopefully slowly we'll decide not to push through it. Instead, he's going to get killed through it. Blitz with the shots. Nice kills coming out from Attacker to keep them in the lead. And with another kill coming back for Danking, it's left all onto Blitz. He doesn't suspect the second player through the smoke. And somebody this time waits on the other side of it. What a big brain play from somebody.
Big brain, big PP energy. Even though he's not on the server. He's here in spirit.
If he did this last map, this map wouldn't have happened.
True. Very true. I think I can see Kings maybe breaking into a bit of a smile here. Maybe he'll have a new profile picture soon. It's just my favorite thing. I've zoomed in on his face and everything. I'm gonna make a little meme of it later. Gorgeous. It's exactly what I've been feeling as well. And that's what it is. He's displaying the emotions that I've felt watching TYLOO for the past week or 2 weeks. Just like staring at the screen going, why am I here? Why don't they play Counter-Strike? It's a funny thing, really, though, isn't it? How they are so predictable in that they'll have... And again, I don't want to take away from Checkmate. I think the first map was excellent from both teams. The second is back to TYLOO's normal form, where they'll have these just silly games where they make stupid mistakes that you wouldn't expect of a tier 3 team. And then they'll lose that map and go, let's just win this. And they come through and smash you. And then we're just left here wondering, why didn't you do this from the start? Why do you like playing so many rounds of Counter-Strike?
Oh, this round's going a little bit better for Checkmate. Blitz, he seems to get so many kills through the smoke. It's actually unreal. Like, I feel like he gets more kills through smoke than not. Mark the bomb again. This seems to be the classic problem. The A site is just perfect for the bomb plants. They don't actually realize the Kaz is still here. Just lurking in the backlines. A third will be picked up. Blitz with another double. Well, it's a long grind back. If they can get to 6, though, Mitch, it's possible.
Exactly. If they can get up to 6, it is still going to be a little bit of a grind to get there, but at least they've now started to deal a little bit of damage to TYLOO's economy. The problem is with those bomb plants coming through, even in the rounds they're losing, they're well, in that round that they lost, they're still in a pretty comfortable spot in terms of buying up. So it's not like you're going to get a reward straight away. Some are down to a deagle is the only real disadvantage. Utility is still there, but Attacker, he goes out before the smoke has bloomed. And that is a free kill for Kaz. Hawk in with another. And although they managed to trade it out, it is still that advantage towards the CT side to start.
Well, can they hold on to this advantage? The money... Not great for TYLOO. There should be a weapon down somewhere for Summer. And there you go. He's going to find an M4. Techno, meanwhile, getting a little bit more aggressive. He might be the undoing of his squad, though. Maybe a risk that wasn't quite needed. Rue's now going to have to take a similar one, but he nails the shot and will be able to fall back. Take another angle to try and hold. He's going to go spotting for Danking, but Danking slightly quicker on the trigger this time. stuck on the edge of the Molotov, potentially waiting for his teammate to try and make a play, but Summer loses that duel as well. We'll see if the trend continues once again, as Summer dying always seems to be the problem for this squad. Danking left in a 1 versus 2. He had an opportunity in the last one. Going to see a bit of utility being expended here. A smoke still in the hands. He's actually going to go and try and use this as a shotgun, and he'll hit the no-scope, but Blitz was through the doors at that point. A 4th now. They're ever so close each and every time, but at least Checkmate are getting some things done.
Yeah, they're not going to go quietly into the night, and I respect it. Checkmate have been impressive start to finish. And again, just another small detail, but it's something I've brought up for Checkmate a couple times in the past. You'll notice that they're all using the same agent skin, and I'm so surprised that all the teams don't do this. I actually haven't noticed if TYLOO are. I think they're just using default models. But it's, it always disappoints me when I see that, because it's probably not going to... Yeah, they are. They're using different models. It's weird, like, it's probably not going to cost you, but maybe you lose 1 in 1,000 rounds because of it. And why would you do that?
You look cool.
I paid €3 for this skin. We just have different tastes, you know, in fashion on our team.
You know, some people in life just choose style, you know. It may not be practical, but here we go. It's a start. The CT side have come out on top, at least for the moment. Somebody with the AWP doing work, and Slowly's rotation is going to make things a bit awkward for them. Both players coming in from CT as well is always going to make a retake a little bit more awkward. Techno actually watching, though, and Slowly... Oh, the timing could have been worse. That is unfortunate. And with how close these rounds have been, Rue might just have to make the decision to save. He goes down. It is a 10th. It's double digits hit for TYLOO. We expected it to come sooner, but a few clutch plays kept Checkmate in. However, all they'll have in this one is pistols. At maximum, they can afford an MP9. And it's a shame, because that was a nice effort. Of course. He jumps over one of their heads. Kills him with the back 10, takes the op. Oh, God. That is just somebody things.
Just somebody things. I mean, we've said that so many times, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. It's probably bad more than it's good, I'll be honest, but somehow it seems to work out even in the times when you're certain it's a mistake. This is going to be a B push with a smoke into CT, isolating the 2 players towards this site. Oh, Rue, okay. A quick strafe peek, but now he's been isolated. Blitz through the smoke, swings in for 2. Bomb is down, and Summer is 2. Checkmate, they pick up 5. That round was not looking good for them. And a very ambitious push through the smoke by Blitz, but very well timed as well.
Yeah, they managed to at least rectify things a little bit here. If they do get themselves the pistol round, they're definitely not out of things, especially going on to the T side. I think there's always much more opportunity. Blitz ready with the pre-fire, and some lovely deagle shots being connected from them here. And that rifle that he managed to retrieve because of it ends up actually winning them the round. 10-5. And they get themselves the pistol and put themselves back into this game. Fast push, but it's going to go into the lower tunnels. Likely be a split into middle. Unless they are going to jump back up. Danking goes peeking out, and he's caught out by Rue. 2 players still waiting in mid to try and hold on to the cross, and the others rotating around back onto the A site from long. They've checked a lot of positions here, but the T's are still the ones in the advantageous position.
Somebody up close. His teammate's low. Attacker should... How did he survive for so long? It's like 5 players shooting all around him. Slowly, he's going to look to find a couple headshots, but can't get it done, and Summer's the last alive. 1v4. And this round is looking good to go to Checkmate.
Yeah, clean in that pistol round. Patient play initially, but It's turned back by tasty headshots and a battle for sure. It seemed like TYLOO, they were constantly trying to react to what Checkmate were doing and basically ended up just walking into a stack full of players. Also, a few whiff shots here and there definitely didn't help them out. But, you know, that's the pistol round. That's why there's not really a team that has a lot of statistical like anomalies on this where you're like, oh, they win 70% of their pistol rounds. It basically just doesn't exist. Most teams, 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
Even a slight variation away from that is quite impressive. We are going to see the smoke thrown onto short, maybe attempted as a bit of a ruse. Banking at the back of the B site. Now, they have a Molotov, but they are also tagged, 3 of them at least. So he could do some serious damage. That's another one. And they're not hitting these shots. Now every single player will die if he hits them. And well, he's going to get one, but he has set up his teammate amazingly well. Hawk, though, with the entries. This is still scary. Players so desperately low, 42 HP being the best of them, and the other 2 don't even have half of that between them. The Galil picked up for Summer's only going to make things worse. They should have this round in the bag. TYLOO, they break back with the pistols. The Scout doing a hell of a lot of damage. And unfortunately, the push through tunnels, they just couldn't pick him off fast enough. It's 11 for TYLOO. Money is going to be awkward for Checkmate as well. If anything, I think they should probably save this one. And Mitch, well, unfortunately, it looks like it's happened again.
Yeah, you know, I actually just looked up the stats for TYLOO on Dust 2, and it's 58.3%. Oh, that's Mirage. Sorry, I actually re-clicked off it. Their pistol round win percentage on, well, they've only played 4 times on Dust, so I don't actually care. 58% on Mirage, though, with 24 plays. And, oh, on Inferno, this is quite interesting. Pistol round win percentage, 64.7%.
That's
on Inferno.
insane.
That's nuts. Yeah, with 17 plays as well.
What, can you tell us what the average is, just for comparison? Because just saying numbers without, like, any comparison stats is kind of worthless.
I'll see if I can find it.
All right.
I should be able to find it somewhere.
Slaughter in that round. I'm glad to see that Checkmate did decide to save, though. It means they can come in with proper rifles in this round and look to try and break back. The problem is that round has allowed for some serious finances. Interestingly, Summer is the one picking up the AWP in this round. Danking going to be sticking with the AUG. I imagine that means that we're just going to see Summer just hunker down at the back of the B site. So it might not be as exciting as you might have thought. He's not even the tertiary AWPer, I don't think, when it comes to this team. Danking somebody. I suppose then you could put Summer on the list. Instead, this is looking like a much faster play. I really like this from the T side. They're going to try and just pressure into B. Maybe Summer should pick this gun up a little bit more, as he's going to get 3 kills while spinning on an axis. It is left all on to Attacker and Danking, as Kaz as quickly finds another kill. The bomb will be planted, but Danking, before he can even respond, that's a kill going his way. Hawk with 2 HP. A flashbang might kill him at this point if it hits him in the head. What? How did he just get that kill? That's absolute filth. He has a genuine chance in this 1v1. Danking just needs to hit 1 bullet, but so does his opponent in Hawk. The closer it gets, the more scary this gets. There is a kit available, but the time is ticking, and Hawk trying to waste as much of it as possible. I think he's just about got this. It is going to be just within the second, I think, and well, it's the defusal. Nice attempt from Hawk. I need to see the slowest possible view of that kill he just hit onto the penultimate player. That was ridiculous. Nice play from Summer as well. So this is cool, but I want to see the shot that Hawk hit. I think, did he just? Yeah, he just banged him straight through the wall. That is gross.
Sickening. Absolutely sickening. Tom, I've just looked up the stats here. So obviously I realized the average pistol win percentage is going to be 50%, roughly, if you go for overall map statistics. But 46.3% of the time the CT side wins the pistol is the best stat I can give you. And for TYLOO overall, their win, so like that means most teams, like 54% would be the most win percentage they'd have normally on a on pistol rounds, and TYLOO have got 68.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And Inferno as well, like, It's nuts.
Well, this round at least, unfortunately, even with the heroics in the last round from Hawk and some crazy shots, they don't have anything to play with here. Nice shot from Kaz. That's a bomb plant at least, or maybe not. Oh, actually, okay. Techno with a kill coming out. That rifle that's been picked up, it puts them into, if anything, an advantageous position. Sure, the scout is not an AWP, but with both players tagged so low, it acts as one. The only real difference between these two teams at the moment is, well, Kevlar for Kaz, which, as said, is going to make no difference. If he gets shot, he's dead anyway. And that one incendiary and flash. Slowly coming back in through long. They've got to try and clear out Gandalf at the back of the side. And Kaz is going to land his shot. I think some are realizing that this round is over. And I'm honestly surprised that TYLOO managed to lose that round. They had two players on A. There was no real weapons. One goes down to a Deagle, one goes down to Techno. And that is the round heading in favor of Checkmate. That might just be a lifeline.
It is and it isn't. You know, the fact that they win that one is obviously solid, but it gives them not even a foot in the door. It's almost like they've just found the door. Now they've got to wait for the opening, and it won't come in this round. I imagine TYLOO will take an eco. So this is one where they have to remain at that door, waiting for an opening. And eventually, they need to get their foot in, and that's where the next round comes into it when TYLOO get a full buy. This one is still quite a threatening buy, though, all things considered. You've got a Mag 7, an SMG, a failed boost by Summer. There we go, up above. Oh, he's taken two. This is exactly the round that you want to play like that. It bridges the gap perfectly of the weaker weapons. Now a two-man advantage for TYLOO. Oh, Tom. Checkmate have just gotten so unlucky. If he had hit that boost the second he tried it, he wouldn't have gotten it. The fact that he missed the jump is actually what made the timing so perfect.
Well, the Mag 7 of Dan King's going to do nothing, so it looks like Summer is going to have to try and just carry them through this round completely, and he might just do... Why is this man not opening more? Like, where has this come from? We don't see him up. He's on for the ace. There's only Kaz remaining. He's not going to get it because his teammates will get there first, but honestly, we never really see Summer AWPing. It doesn't happen. On other maps, we look to somebody to pick up as a secondary, and obviously Dan King's the primary. Summer, it's almost like he's just big dicked him here and just gone, I'm AWPing. And then you just kind of look at this, Dan King's gone, yeah, right. Sure.
It's literally what is so heartbreaking about that for Checkmate is the fact that if he hit that boost,
was sexy.
If he literally got on that boost when he meant to, he would have gotten one probably. But they were perfectly lined up as he... Oh, that's just so disgusting. Go on, slowly. Oh, don't push through the smoke. There's the nades, the spray. 1, 2, 3. He's getting them all. Lighting them up. The USP comes out to finish off Hawk. And Kaz is running for his life. He finds the shot to somebody. This just opens the door for the ace of Slowly. But Dan King's there to steal it away and put 15 on the board for TYLOO. I said Checkmate needed to stay at that door and wait for an opening. Well, they've just been blown away by a blizzard because they're gone. This is 8 consecutive rounds to reach an overtime, Tom. Not looking too likely.
What is with TYLOO and third maps? I genuinely just don't understand. Like, they go from being almost completely evenly matched, and it's not even like it's map dependent, because normally Inferno's the third in the series, and they normally smack them out on that map. Instead, it's now Dust 2, and they've done exactly the same again. Just don't play the third map versus TYLOO. You're wasting your time. Just if you lose one, you just go, oh, well done, guys. You got this one. Congratulations. I'm going to go have some tea. This round, it's over. This is GG. This has been an absolute slaughter. TYLOO have been by far the better team, as they probably should have been throughout the series. And I know that if people have just joined for the third map, you're sort of looking at this and going, well, how did TYLOO manage to lose the second? There was some mistakes, but also Checkmate played very, very well. Unfortunately, Dust 2, it just doesn't look like it works for them. And similarly,